Overall, SpiceJet's finances reveals a picture of pain. The firm's debt is around 5,000 crore rupees, and its market capitalization is about 5,600 crore rupees, meaning the firm's debt is nearly what its total worth is. The balance sheet numbers tell us a compelling story. Over the last 5 years, SpiceJet's revenues have declined, and the firm has not been profitable during that period.
I've seen the auditor's report. It's if you read the auditor's report, it's a bit of a horror when you read that, because there are accumulated losses, 7,000 plus crores. Current liabilities exceed current assets by 6,000 crore. The EPS is minus 15.
The history of financial problems question the motive behind the airline's repeated rescue. Was it done to save thousands of jobs rather than the company itself? Or was SEBI expecting a turnaround in SpiceJet? If so, history tells us a contrasting story. In the company's 20 years of operations, there are more red flags than green shoots.
Basically a sad chapter for SpiceJet, but much of it self-inflicted. But they need to know that you can't bank on government assistance. Let's not forget that Air India was owned by government. And government reached a point where it said, we can't put in more money and we need to disinvest. So if that kind of a lesson can be learned by private operators, that don't expect government to bail you out. That era has gone.
There was an extraordinary scheme which was there because of the COVID, which companies, including the aviation industry, could avail of. But that called for the promoters to put in the same amount of money that they were getting under the scheme. But there were other concerns because SEBI had takeover protocols and others, which, if interpreted verbally or in verbatim, would not have allowed SpiceJet to do it. What SpiceJet did was that they got their subsidiary, or I would say a company which was owned by Ajay Singh itself, to invest 200 crores in it, and without an open offer.
SEBI's exemption was a game changer for the promoters. But India's former finance secretary said SEBI's exemption left retail investors in the dark.
The public interest perspective, the open offer should have been allowed, right? That is, that exemption should not have been granted.
For retail investors, the profit headlines promised a turnaround. Media reports sang a happy tune. But where did this profit really come from? Experts say this so-called profit was not from operations. It came from debt restructuring, accounting adjustments, and deferred payments. This is what the former president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Amarjit Chopra, had to say.
अगर आप इनकी अदर इनकम देखें तो अदर इनकम ने शूट अप किया है और अदर इनकम के ऊपर इन्होंने एक नोट दिया है, 13 नंबर नोट है उसमें, अगर आप जाएंगे, और उस नोट के अंदर उन्होंने ये लिखा है कि इन्होंने कुछ लीज रेंटल ऑब्लिगेशंस जो थी कंपनी की उनको रीस्ट्रक्चर किया है, परंतु नोट में वर्ड ये दिया हुआ है विच मे बी एग्रीड एट द टाइम ऑफ द सेटलमेंट। मे बी का कोई औचित्य नहीं है, वेरी फ्रैंकली। एक होता है आर एग्रीड, एक होता है मे बी एग्रीड। अब मे अगर एग्री नहीं होंगी तो क्या होगा? उस वक्त क्या वो इनकम रिवर्स होगी, नहीं होगी, क्या होगा? और उसके चक्कर में करीबन मेरे ख्याल में 500 करोड़ के करीब का जो प्रॉफिट है वो 9 महीने का बुक्ड है, और इस क्वार्टर का भी मेरा ख्याल ह्यूज अमाउंट बुक्ड है उसमें।
As compared to the previous year, same Q3 for the previous year, there is a substantial jump. And the note to the financial results which have been declared, it has been mentioned that there is a settlement and waiver which has resulted in gain of 204 crore rupees to the company. So obviously 204 crores is huge as compared to 26 crore profit which has been reflected. So if this waiver in settlement would not have been there, probably the company would not have been in the black. So companies still would have been in the red because this has contributed towards this profit of 26 crore which has been finally reflected.
SpiceJet, in an email response to our queries, denied any accounting maneuvers. The firm said the promoter group's stake increased from 29.11% to 33.47% due to a warrant conversion. On grounded flights, the airline said 4 aircraft, including a 737 MAX, have returned to service, with more expected soon. The firm said it has cleared 601 crore rupees in outstanding liabilities, including GST and TDS. SpiceJet aims to consolidate its market position with a strong financial foundation. Well, the full detailed SpiceJet response is available on our website. SEBI was also given a list of questions. They include, number 1, the role of SEBI in granting special exemption, the need for market transparency, the role of SEBI in monitoring promoter benefits, due diligence of QIP investors, regulators' action of distressed companies, and the role of SEBI in preventing Jet Airways-like collapse. SEBI is yet to respond to all these questions.